We haven't talked about Big Red in a while, and this isn't really about her, but I have some choice words for her opinion on this matter. Madam Haley.
I mean, it's about all you need to know. Off and on,
I wonder, should I put my headphones on? If Gino gets...
She did cry a couple of times. She actually went off screen for a little while, but she returned. I just don't want to play all that. It's long. You get the point. She was emotional and upset about it. But this is a clip of Buckman talking about it and sort of his take from it.
Okay, good. A man with no eyelids who doesn't know me and smirked when I did eventually begin to cry. Let's get his take on it. Okay, yeah. It's like let's go like, well, yeah, and she got upset. She got real upset about, her wrist being broken. Okay. And then, but here's Schmuel Buckman. I again, Hales. I only mimic you because it's funny, because you have a very adorable Southern accent. All right. I'm right. Look at me. I'm right back going like, I'm a big old. I'm not. It's just easy. It's easy to impersonate you because of your Southern accent. That's all.
And it brings up a couple of thoughts. I wanted to play this one.
I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
Let's start with Hughesy's show, because that's what I'm in the mood for. So I don't have any clips. I couldn't get the show.
He's in the mood for it, you guys.
Up. I didn't have time, and I'm just not that fast a clipper. But for those of you that don't know what happened, but I'm going to guess most of you do, Super Chat came in, a positive Jason Scoop Super Tip came in. Super Chat.
He does. He has his tissue. How sad. Look at this old man. I was nice to you, homie. Of course I teased you about your, sallow, elderly appearance and your rubber ducky hat and the fact that you have an issue with my husband that you blame on me. Of course I tease you about that. But look at yourself. Come on. Come on. The Cookie is probably ashamed of you. If Cookie knew what went on, she would probably be like, why are you laughing at this woman crying? Don't you think? Oh, Cookie.
I came in, and Keanu started to cry and got very emotional, and then left the room and then came back. And as I was listening, I was just like, it's okay, right? Like, I understand the emotion. Like, I understand all of these things. But
imagine being 100 and acting like that. Right. You're an elderly man smirking at me because you think that you know me. You think you know my experiences. You think that you know what transpired with me and every single relationship that I've ever had. You're smirking because you're excited that I'm crying because you know it will be clipped by some freak that will say Jason Scoop American hero. That is fucking disturbing. This is why you don't have eyelids. It's just karma that you look like this, and that's why your nose won't stop running. Imagine being 100 and acting like that. He is a gossip girl. He's a gossip girl. It's like...
But we started that show off where she was really, really going after Ashley. And Ashley had done a stream.
Let me tell you something. Hughesy asked me to come on and said, if you have time, could you come on? One of the topics is your clip that you posted about Ashley being like unbelievably obtuse about, he didn't say those words, but the clip is like she's completely just in her own brain and delusionally self-focused while Scarlett and Ethan are having an obvious domestic issue, right? But she's going, the announcement. Husey asked me to come on and say, he was like, one of the topics is this. Ashley won't be there. Like, come on, because we were laughing about the clip, and it is funny. It's no harm, no shade, Ashley. It's like, it's just ridiculous that you thought that was normal, that you did that. That's all. Husey said, yeah. So that's why. So that was one of the topics. I didn't just come in and say, hi, I would like to talk about Ashley Cummings, Handy Ashley and her horses. And how she fucking was too self-involved to realize Scarlett was bleeding. I didn't come in like hot like that, you elderly douche. No, that's not what happened. He said, this is one of the topics. And we were laughing about it because it's a funny clip. Go watch it on my channel right now. It's ridiculous when you break it down. Honestly, announcement? So we're not going to make the announcement. That's why I was talking about it. Because he asked me about it. And we were laughing about it. I came in hard for Ashley. No, that was one of the topics.
With Scarlett, Ashley, up where she was really, really going after Ashley. And Ashley had done a stream with Scarlett, and according to Keanu, Ashley was totally unaware. Ashley was stupid. Ashley was this. Ashley was that.
Are you kidding me? According to Keanu, just watch it, old man. Just watch the clip. What do you mean? And it was funny. I was making light of a really horrific situation that Ashley, it just went right over her head because she's, clinically obtuse, like clinically self-involved. So again, you didn't watch the clip, but he's saying apparently. So before that, you say that I just came in hard at Ashley. No, the host of the show said, if you could pop on one of the topics is that crazy clip with Ashley, and he was laughing about it, so was I, making light of a ridiculous situation there, right? But you didn't watch it, you elderly fuck. So what the fuck are you saying? That's what I thought we were going to be talking about. That's it. But this sallow rubber ducky hat, eyelidless douchebag puts me on trial every single time I'm on this show. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I like Husey, but and I've never told him ever, not one person. He always asks. Husey always fucking asks, is there any, I don't want to be like, cold father. Is there anybody you have a problem with? I'm like, I'm good with anybody. I can go toes if you need to, but every time I think I'll just go and have fun and, but then it becomes, let's have this fucking miserable old mollusk of a man smirk at me while I cry and bring us way off topic. Disgusting.
Okay, so before I go any further, I see people already have some thoughts in the chat, and I kind of want to touch on some of these. So Tugsim says she was crying because Schmuel took her to task.
Nope. Not true.
Sliced Alone says who?
Nope. Again, Hales. I roll with the fucking punches. All right. You think it's the first time people have fucking been rude to me about Jason beating the shit out of me and breaking my wrist and, all of that? No. Eventually, sometimes it's hard. It's emotional waterboarding, right? It's not normal for people to do that. And eventually, sometimes, yeah, it makes you cry. All right. Not embarrassed by it.
Who's this goober? Well, that's Buckman. But if you're talking about me, hey, I'm Haley. Josie says there were no tears.
What kind of person says that? There were no tears. Okay. There were no tears. All right. That makes that person feel really good about themselves. Like, she wasn't even crying. No, I was crying. I very embarrassingly crying. But okay. You nasty bitch. All right.
And then Eva says, hey, Eva says, Keepy is crying on demand, stupid woman. Shame other women abused. Don't bring the same reaction. FKT. So,
FKT.
And then she spoke over everyone. It was very annoying. Yeah, that's what she does. She won't let anybody talk, which it is annoying.
You know what? Sometimes, no. It's not that. You have to put fucking ridiculous trolls in their place. People that don't know you, don't know your experience, and they want to bring up like what they think was in your brain, in your life. Why should I let them talk? Why? Why should I? I go on there to have fun. I try to, at least. But no. There's no reason to let this elderly fuck speak, because I know what he's going to say. He's going to slow blink at me and say some dumb bullshit. And I already know where it's going. So no, I'm not letting you talk. Or you know what? It's not even me letting you talk. It's me knowing where you're going with your retarded point. So sorry, rubber ducky. You crate papered skin old man. Go talk to Cookie about it. It ain't me. Because before you even say it, I know what you're going to say. And I'm not here for it. I should be respectful to you. Why? Because you think that you know me? You don't. Disgusting. Honestly, this man is, you want to go toes with me again?
It's one of those like telltale, like at some point growing up, she realized that was a good way to win in a debate or an argument, was just over.
I hate to keep pausing. Hales, to quote you.
It's not true, you fucking bitch.
Questioned it. And that's not true, you fucking bitch. No, that is not true. Who are you to assume something like that about me? Who are you to assume something like that about anyone? At some point growing up? No, I'm actually kind of an introverted, shy person. I don't get into, on the very off chance Michaeline and I get into a fight on a stream, maybe. I don't have that kind of relationship with my fucking parents or my family. And that is a very fucking offensive and bizarre thing to assume. At some point during my upbringing, I don't talk about your upbringing, that you sit here and talk about people that you don't knows upbringings. That's weird. That's not true, you fucking bitch. Love you, Hales. I love, but I do. I enjoy her program. I think that I wrote this as a note too when I was going to talk to Deb about this. She knows where her bread is buttered, right? Hales, Big Red. She knows where her bread is buttered. although she would. Here, I'll say something that I think about you that you didn't say. Like, I'm knowing what's in your brain. I feel like she wants to agree with me and knows that it's a fucking disgrace for anybody to just like poke at me about Jason like that, even though I fucking roll with the punches, no pun intended. I think she knows that, but she knows where her fucking bread is buttered. And if she says anything fucking kind about me, her chat will revolt. So she has to agree with this elderly guy behind the saw puppet looking fuck who has a loveless marriage with Cookie. Now look who's saying things that we don't know about. Poor Cookie. But she knows where her bread is buttered. She knows it. Her and I have had very nice conversations. Genuinely. But she knows, well, I better not say this. It's, I got to tiptoe around this because I know my chat won't give me any super chats or super tips or whatever. I am about to go to Hackamania, so I better kind of, tread lightly when supporting that, what happened during that stream was fucked up. And this fucking elderly loser smirked at me while I cried. Because people poke at me about domestic abuse. All right. And I get it. All right. I don't care if they don't like me. That's fine. It says more about them that they would do that. And typically, I really do. I roll with the punches and I take a fucking joke. I have a thick skin and I'm a really good fucking sport about it. I don't think and people don't give me enough fucking credit for that. It's like she melted down. I'm like, you know what? I am a human. Jigsaw Buckman. That's right.
Overtalk anybody. And I say good way in her mind. Obviously, it's not a good way at all. But Josie said, can anyone tell me when Jay and her or an argument was just overtalk anybody? And I say good way in her mind. Obviously, it's not a good way at all. But Josie said, can anyone tell me when Jason Scoop beat the F out of Keanu?
Okay. Can anyone tell me when he did? All right. The pictures with the bruises on my face, that was the first encounter. The end of it, he broke my wrist in 2021. And that was the end of it, right? In between all of that, shoved me down, pushed me, put bruises on everywhere, fucking mercilessly. When he would get mad, and there would be good months, he'd pick you up. I'm so sorry, I'll get therapy. In 2021, he kicked me until my wrist was broken. Is that enough for you? Can anyone tell me? Do I need to go? What is this show and tell? Go look. What do you want from me? Good God.
So, okay. Wait, I just saw one more I wanted to bring up. B Smiley says Keanu shed 0 tears. Josh says Keanu's a cry bully. That's what I'm saying. I do kind of want to talk about this because I think two things can be true at once. That situation with Jason Scoop and her happened several years ago. I would have to look it up to tell you the exact date, but it wasn't super recent. I mean, she's been married to Gino for over a year. They dated before that. So a few years at least. I want to say 2018 for some reason, but don't hold me to that. He did break her wrist. And at one point she showed pictures of her in the hospital with her arm getting wrapped. And I think even on this show with Husey that night that he's talking about, she was saying that she was in a cast for like 6 years or something.
6
years. My God. Can you imagine 6 weeks?
I know. big red.
I tend to believe at least part of that because some of her OnlyFans pictures that were leaked were put on X.
This was a fun one. I mean, all right. I'll send these to myself. I'll just let her go.
And they've been all over the place, don't get me wrong. But when I saw them, they were on X. And in one of those photos, she's like leaning up against like a staircase. So she's got like the handrail of a staircase and that wrist is wrapped. So whatever year that is, that might have been 2020 then, huh?
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm
2021.
6 decades. Who cares, right? 6
In that
millennia.
picture specifically, I went to Puerto Rico with my friends that I knew from comedy. And because I had to get out of it. It's horrible. Yeah. I said, can I, they were like, because I wasn't even, before I got out of it, I wasn't allowed to fucking even really be around anyone else. It was a specific friend that like didn't know what to do because it's hard to get out of domestic abuse situations. You don't know which way is up, which way is down. Your friends don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, that was in 2021. So I'm not like going like, oh no, it wasn't that long ago. Yes, but I have moved on from it. Do I need to forgive him? Do I need people poking at me about it and like reminding me of it? No. When people do it, typically I go, that's a them issue. It gives them a dopamine hit. This is what they do. But imagine, right? Imagine it's somebody that sent in one of those super chats or whatever that was talking about the domestic abuse, right? They went over to a neighbor's house or they hung out with their friend if they had any that night. What'd you do today? Well, I paid money today. It was the best day ever. I paid money to make a woman cry on the internet. What do you mean you did that? Well, and how? I reminded her of her getting the shit kicked out of her by a shitty Trump impersonator where he broke her wrist. Any normal person, like say you're at a neighbor's house, they'd be like, get off my fucking porch. What are you talking about? Why did that make you happy to do that? That's a ridiculous, crazy thing to do. So that's why I can deal with it because it's not a me issue. It's a them issue. Like that makes absolutely no fucking sense. Imagine telling your friends, loved ones, neighbors that I feel really proud of myself because I made a girl cry today. Oh, okay. How? I reminded her that her ex-boyfriend kicked her until her wrist was broken in 2021. And then I accused her of not crying about it. And I feel really good. They would say, get away from me. You're psychotic.
I mean, who cares? But yeah, so I do think that two things can be true at once with this. I'm gonna let him finish for a second here, but I have some opinions on
That's
this as well.
cute.
All right. But back to the scoop part. So what happened to Keanu is terrible. It shouldn't happen to any woman. The guy did what she said he did, and he pled guilty to it, and he served his sentence and stuff. And
Yeah, exactly. Pled guilty. Pled fucking guilty to it because he knew he did it. It was disgusting and traumatizing. You don't have to minimize it, old man. That's all right.
and it's not very cool that
He didn't spend any fucking time in jail though. Aaron Imholt, a week in jail. Jason, nope. Thank you, New York. Well, I mean, he spent some time in jail when he was arrested, but frightening, disgusting. He caused major bodily harm on a woman, and that's okay.
People are sending, Jason Scoop #1 super chats and things like that. I get it. I get that would be upsetting, but I don't really feel like that stuff occurred in isolation. Because
I get why that would be upsetting. I deal with it all the time. You act as if I don't deal with that constantly, every show I go on. Of course it's upsetting being reminded of that. Of course it's upsetting. Like, typically I have a thick skin, and typically I, go, that's not me, that's them. It's what a horrific thing to say. And I think of, I can't even believe someone would say such a thing. That's embarrassing for them, not for me. But it's emotional fucking waterboarding sometimes. Every once in a while, yes. Thinking back on it, it sucks. Like, it just sucks. You nasty old man.
because Keanu has not felt any compunction against saying a lot of nasty shit about a lot of other women.
Okay, so hang on.
Women.
In
no.
my personal opinion,
People.
and this doesn't have to, we don't all have to agree, but in my opinion, I don't.
No. This is bullshit. This is all bullshit. Okay. Anything I say, people lie about me, I will correct them. People come at me, I retaliate. Name one time it started with me. You elderly fuck. Okay? You nasty old elderly fuck. All right? You need a facelift. Please. Poor Cookie.
think it's necessary
These are the
to
people that make money off of. I don't know of a time that I just watch something that has nothing to do with me and go after a person. It's not me. Someone lies about me, I'll correct them. Somebody fucking says something nasty to me, I will retaliate with something nasty. How about that? All right, Schmuel. Ridiculous.
troll someone or stab someone over and over.
This is
Yeah.
something she says that's normal.
Stab.
Thanks.
It's necessary to, we don't all have to agree, but in my opinion, I don't think it's necessary to troll someone or stab someone over and over, with their trauma. Like, okay, this really bad thing happened to you, no matter what, it was traumatic. People say, oh, well, she probably, antagonized him and got him all riled up and whatever. Who knows exactly what the situation was?
The fact that people even say that is unbelievable and really fucking sad. No, he's just he gets off on it. He gets off on hurting women. I know first fucking hand. I didn't and also, what a thing to even say. Hails.
Who knows? Regardless, nobody deserves to be hurt physically like that by someone that they love or thought they loved or whatever and claim to love them. I think this is just me. I think it's kind of messed up to, there's a billion other things to troll her about, and anybody for that matter, right?
Go ahead.
Than to use physical abuse and or trauma that someone has endured and tried to move on from as a weapon. To me, that's it's
ew.
gross. That being said,
okay,
Keanu would be the first one to do it.
I would never in my fucking life do that. Ever. Haley, and that I would never, you told me I would never fucking do that to you. You would never do it to me. I would never troll someone like that, ever. That's insane.
And I think that's what a lot of people's hang up is in this situation, is that she is one of the first people that will take any and every opportunity to pick at you, to find wherever that.
About domestic abuse? No. Obviously, given my past, no. I would never fucking do that. What? You don't know. I mean, why even say that? I know she knows where her bread is buttered. And like, she can't have an opinion that agrees with me. What she said at the first part of that made sense. The second part's like, okay, come on. No. When provoked and attacked, and especially by people that, like I've said, stop texting me crazy shit. Stop fucking telling me crazy shit and then turning on me and calling me coming at me with ridiculous accusations or weirdness, because then I'll come at you with some truth. That's what it is. Please.
That wound is, and just dig right in. So it's like, all right, well, you can't very well then go on the attack and attack other women.
When?
Based on some of the things that may have happened to them, or
when?
Just generally, she seems to do that quite a bit, I think. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of gross.
And
this is gross. What's happening?
And it's mean. And then the other part of it too is, when her hubby is talking about smacking a female or
never what? Okay.
What this bitch deserves, shit like that. Oh,
right, stuff like that. You don't really okay. First of all, you have a problem with Eugene, you take it up with him. I come on the show to talk about one specific or a couple of specific things, and you put me on fucking blast and on trial for something that you're pissed off that Gino said. You could have let it go. I came back on the show. And you wouldn't let it go. What a nasty old man you are. You don't even look like you were attractive when you were a young buck. I think you've been old your whole life. You're slow. You blink slow. You wear a rubber ducky hat. It's embarrassing. Poor Cookie. Poor fucking Cookie. My God.
It's all chuckles. And it's like, she says, oh, I can't be held responsible.
He's pissed off that what? Take it up with Gino. You sat there and smirked while I cried on a program. You don't know the conversations that I have with Eugene off camera. You idiot. I'm sorry. You're old enough to know better. You nasty old man. My God.
For what somebody else does. And I'm not.
And this is another thing. Over and over again, myself anyway, has called her out on that, where I'm like, you never stop Gino when he's, saying.
Okay. You're not in my marriage, number one, either of you. You old man, you're married to someone named Cookie. Hales, Big Red. Try telling Gino not to do something or say something to make a point. Okay? He says that none of this. Okay. Maybe you're not understanding what he's saying. but you tell Gino not to say something, he will say it to a crazy degree. That's not. So I do not deserve to be put on trial for something that he said that you don't understand because you're not watching the whole of it. Okay. That's just what it is. So I need to be put on blast every single time. She's about to say, well, when you're married to someone, you move as a unit. Okay. Maybe that's your marriage. All right. We don't agree politically either. A lot of the time, we don't agree on a lot of things. I mean, look.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
So fuck off. There's many things that are interesting about him. I'm not held accountable for what you think he meant by what he said. This is me. I am on the show, not him. You want to talk to him? You talk to him. And then he'll explain to you, he'll school you on what he meant by what he said. It has nothing to do with me. We all move as a unit. Bob, you look so good in your shirt. He's gay. There's many things that are interesting about him. We don't have to agree on everything, and we don't move. It doesn't make. That's the spice of life, right? We don't agree on a lot of things politically, even, right? But what an old school, these two, I mean, Haley, and I don't know how old you are, but like, you want to be like this elderly fuck? Y'all move as a unit. The woman's supposed to just, no. You want to talk to him about it? You talk to him about it. And I guarantee you, he would school you on what he said and what he fucking meant.
And that April didn't get hit hard enough, or that, Kayla deserves to get beat and maybe she wouldn't act like that or whatever. And it's like, well, he
never said that. And also, you're taking that out of fucking context. I don't know how many times he can explain it, but if y'all don't watch everything, if you just choose to take a snippet, you guys are like the boy run media. If you just choose to take a snippet of it and run with it, then of course you're going to be like, well, and then you literally just made that shit up about Kayla. That fucking never happened. Gino could explain. Gino doesn't need to school you on life and chooses not to. I'll choose to school you on life and school you on my experience and what I've said and who I am. Sure. I find it fun. But if you don't watch every single thing and you don't understand, and I don't know how many times he could fucking explain that comment more, but that's fine. That's fine. You know what, Red? You're back to Big Red now.
You're not my daddy.
You're not my daddy.
I'm just teasing you. I know she knows where her bread is buttered. She has to shit on me because, people here, because how else could she sell, FK t-shirts, how else is she going to sell fuck Keanu Thompson t-shirts if she agrees with me or sympathizes with me or understands maybe why I cried, then how could she sell the merch? I have one. It's great. I honestly can't wear it because it kind of makes me sick to my stomach, but
he's just kidding. He's just joking. I can't stop him from saying this and that and this and that. It's like,
no, I can't.
Yes, but when you're married, you move as a unit. Okay. One reflects the other and you have to sort of move together on that. And if it's something, I know that no one, I don't know. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. I feel like in that situation, he knows that these things have happened to her and that she's very sensitive about it with good reason, right? Obviously. as her husband, I wouldn't ever want her to feel like
You don't know our relationship, and it's a happy, fun-filled, wonderful marriage. He would never do. I feel safe and happy, and I wake up every single day, much like he does, thanking fucking God for the person that I'm laying next to, even the cat. So what? I mean, it's kind of an inappropriate way to look at it. Really, it truly is. And we're here in the internet space where y'all want to comment on me when you don't know me. You truly don't know me, but you put me on blast. You put me on trial. I roll with it. I do all this stuff. I'm a pretty goddamn good sport, but I thank God every day for my husband, and he thanks God every day for me. Okay. You don't know our fucking relationship. And I love the way that he is. I don't agree with everything he thinks and feels, but I am positive he would never lay a hand on a person. Okay. We can disagree on things and still be okay. Doesn't mean when I go on a show with Husey that this eyelidless elderly fuck needs to put me on trial, smirk when I'm crying, and then bring it back up about my former domestic abuse. And then you try and make your Hales, you're trying to make a fucking like point of that. You're trying to like take up for him for doing that. You're trying to take up for your supporters, your super tippers for doing that. No, you should have stopped it. That's a disgusting thing to do. You shouldn't do that. That's all. No need to bring Eugene into it. Bob. Oh, thank you for the $4.99. Bing, bing, bing. Shirts are way better. Yes, they are. Bob sent us a picture of him in his Bing, Bing, Bing shirt. And I have to tell you, it's so fabulous. You know what else is better? Friendship and Confidence Breer University shirts. All of them. 1 million Kiki bucks for Bob. Keeping us laughing all the time. And a home filled with White Claw and Canadian Club. I love you, Bob. Bro can't blink. How dry are his eyes? I don't know. Y'all are funnier than me. He uses his tongue to clean his eyes. To even try, what's that? To even try and like defend this behavior, Hales. Just say, yeah, you could have just not commented on it. To try and defend it, to make your fucking sick, disgusting chat happy. I don't know, girlfriend. You should have just stopped it. No, I wouldn't just poke people with trauma over and over again. In my opinion, I think that's gross. Could have just stopped there. Instead, let's agree with this elderly mollusk who goes, that's a horrible thing that happened to her, but there is no but. There is no but. I don't give a fuck. You don't know me and Gino's relationship. You have no idea about my life with people that I know in person, like my genuine fucking relationships. You have no fucking idea. So give it a rest. Give it a rest, because I'll clap back. When I clap back, then you go, oh, no, Keanu, that was too far. Keanu, that was too far. No, bullshit. Bob, thank you for the $4.99 correction. Gino has laid a hand on Pete under the pink blanket for you. That is true. You're right. But in a loving way, in a sassy way. Right. You know what? I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
Thank you, Bob. The but describes the niceties, right? Because they know. And this is what's so fucking like pathetic about it. They know that, well, I can't say something like, well, we can't say something positive about Kiki. We can't say like, I kind of don't blame her for crying. We have to say, but what about Gino? We have to say, but what about this? What about that? Every single time. Every time. Right, Big Red?
It's not true, you
She
fucking bitch.
questioned it. And
Like I was making light of that situation or saying it's okay to then tell other women that they should be physically attacked or hit or abused, whatever. It's just like the hypocrisy with them. It's so big, and she'll laugh it off, and it'll be like, oh, this like nervous, like, Gina, stop. It's like, no, I mean, how can my husband would never, you know what I'm saying? He would never.
well, good for your husband. But again, you don't watch Gino's show, right? You don't watch his show. You got about 1,000 things fucking wrong about what he said. And again, we disagree about a lot of things. And you don't know what I say to him in private. You don't know. There are plenty of things Gino says that I would not say. But I know him to be a kind, happy, loving, would never lay a hand on anybody, wink, wink, you love hanging out with Pat Dixon, human being. So you can judge him all you want, bitch, okay? But somehow, this is still just because I went on Hughesy's show to talk about a funny clip of Ashley being delusionally obtuse. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. Neither does this fucking mollusk of an old man. Poor Cookie. How does it feel when I say, oh, Cookie's probably ashamed of you or ignores you? I don't know that for a fact. But doesn't it make you like, you go on vacation with Cookie and she's like, thank God you're streaming. I don't give a fuck about you. That's not the marriage I want to have. Ugh. Poor Cookie.
Never. But he's not that kind of a person. And I think that goes full circle back to like attacking people because like using their trauma and their physical abuse. Like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. You shouldn't do that. Right.
When you get to that point, it's like, are we the baddies? Pretty.
You're talking about the people in the chat. Exactly. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. And I, roll with the punches. I fucking like, I can go toes every once in a while. Yeah, that is a tough thing for me to think about again. I don't forgive him. He's irredeemable, but I have moved on from it. When people know that they can't get to me by saying I'm like, disgusting or, well, let's call her Keanu or, that I bring up all matter of things. But then like, let's remind her of her domestic abuse. Yeah, that's every once in a while. It makes me a bit emotional. But I know where your bread is buttered, Big Red. That's okay. So you can't really, I assume you probably go like, this really isn't Keanu's fault. I don't blame her for crying. Maybe I'm giving you too much credit. Maybe, I don't know.
Weird, man. Let me grab this before I lose it. See, can y'all see
To a
it sometimes?
cookie, apparently.
Hold on. Did it play?
Someone named
Uh-oh.
Cookie decided to marry this
Hold on.
idiot.
I'm going to go back to this. All right, let me try this again, y'all. I don't know. I may need to like redo my thing on that side. There it goes. Okay, so Don Quixote says, "Howdy, Big Red." Well, that sucks. Yes, though, but I wasn't able to get happy to read a couple of these. Yeah, I've got a new Hubba Hubba. Look,
Hubba hubba. Hubba hubba. Ladies, hubba hubba.
B. Smiley says her hypocrisy and behaviors is what brings people to make Jason Scoop digs or jokes. Excuse me, Jason Scoop jokes. Yeah, I get it. I just think at that point it's like,
no, that's insane. Nothing should bring you. No, you don't know me. You don't know if I'm being hypocritical because you don't know the actual situation, anything that I talk about in my life, right? That's completely ridiculous. Nothing should bring you to make jokes about Jason Scoop breaking my wrist and mercilessly fucking domestically violently abusing me for years. No, really, that's not normal behavior. No, that's why people, they go like, well, we can't get her with, I mean, just call me bald over and over. Be like, talk about bald spray or something like that's, I don't see myself crying about that. You could talk about, how I was a moron and called my mom's favorite pizza restaurant. I probably wouldn't, as mortified as I was about that, I probably wouldn't cry about it. But like when you realize that you can't get to me by calling me a hideous loser, lizard, like, then we go like, I know what we'll do. We'll remind her of her domestic abuse. That's what we need to do. Tell your neighbors that. What'd you do today? I reminded a woman of her violent domestic abuse and it made her cry. Oh. No, that's not normal. That's not fucking normal.
there's a lot of other things that you could call her out for, I feel like, but I don't know. I just don't think it's something that I would be comfortable doing.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Tommy
be.
from Rhode Island is here and gifted.
Guess what? Guess what, Big Red? Because you're an actual normal human being, kind of, I guess. Even defending these people because you know where your bread is buttered. Oh, Keanu repeats herself. Yeah, because I have to hammer it into your head sometimes. She would never speak to me that way. You don't see fucking Haley ever even imagining posting that in a chat, but she knows where her bread is buttered. Can't defend Keanu too much. I'm the girl she takes to the restaurant, like way 2 towns over, to be nice to me. But then in public, no. Big Red. Be still.
I don't watch Keanu, contrary to popular belief.
Terrible.
Did a membership. Thank you. Looks like Kelly Clarkson got it.
See?
Wee. Thanks, Tommy.
Did she just do a wee?
I don't know. I guess I'll have to. I'm gonna let Buckman finish here, but I don't know. I just think 2 things can be true at the same time, and I think I'll shut up. I'll let Buckman finish, but I'll be right back.
Holding you responsible, but if that is your issue and that's your big thing, you got to call it out. You know,
this elderly fuck. Okay. God, you mollusk of a man. That's my big thing. Do you think I want that to be my big thing? No. It's horrible what happened to me. I don't want to be known for that. But if I didn't talk about it, it's not easy fucking talking about it. But if it helps someone else, then I'm okay with it. I take jokes about it all the time because whatever this sphere of, like subhuman, unhappy, disgusting people is, if they want to throw that in my face, I can take a joke about it because it's not about me. It's about them being miserable. That's not my big thing. What's your big thing? What's cookies? Just, ignoring you while you do this on the internet and blink slowly with your rubber ducky hat and put a fucking 33-year-old chick on blast for something her husband said that you misunderstood? Nasty old man. Ugh, just get out of my face.
And there is none of that. And it feels sleazy. And then for those of you that don't know, and I don't want to stress it.
I've been trying to be nice to him, but he should be mocked. And he probably hates it. But he smirks when I cry. He tries to make some sort of excuse for domestic violence. You're making an excuse for it. You're making an excuse for the people that promote and mock a domestic violence situation, a very well documented, very public one. And you are an elderly man that is doing that. Tell your friends and family. Tell Cookie. I made a case for people that mocked Keanu over her domestic violence situation. Cookie would say, "Get out." What? They should mock you. You're slow. And it's not because you're old. There's something wrong with you. Spend some time with Cookie, maybe. Spend some time with Cookie. She might go, "You know what? I don't think what you're doing is right. I want you to show Cookie that clip." Here's this. I will sit here with Schmuel Buckman on this program, and Cookie doesn't have to come on, but because I'm sure she hasn't seen it. I want to know Cookie's reaction. I want to know Cookie's reaction to that clip, and if she will be proud of her elderly mollusk of a husband defending super chatters that constantly bring up the domestic violence I endured. I want to know what Cookie would genuinely say to you. I'm positive that she probably just lets you do this bizarre little internet thing. Repulsive old man. But if she actually knew, don't you think she would go what? No, I don't think that's right. Just saying. Cookie here. Ridiculous.
And this, but I guess it's important for the story. Two things happened, right? One is
and before you say that is because he's like, but your husband. I only say I want to know Cookie's perspective, because Cookie's not like an online person, right? Cookie's just like your wife that wants you to not be around her because look at you. All right. Before you say well, what's the difference between you and Gino? Then you misunderstand Gino. I can't stop him from saying anything. I just want to know what Cookie's reaction would be to you. If she can stifle her vomit long enough to be around you for so long. I want Cookie's take. I think Cookie would be repulsed by her husband for smirking and laughing, and just being elated by people super chatting in and reminding a 33-year-old woman of her domestic abuse to a breaking point. Right? I'm not embarrassed of crying. Can you cry with no eyelids, little old man? God, you need a facelift.
One young lady's past came to light, and it's not a past that you would.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about Kim Nicholson. Okay, because it's a young lady. You mean a goddamn internet troll? Okay, a young lady, please. I think she's at least 65 years old. My God.
That you would want. I don't think it's something that they've necessarily hidden, but more importantly, they've overcome it.
Sorry, I had to wake the dog up because he was snorting.
And they're very different than the way they were. And yet Keanu felt totally free to use that.
Right. Hold on. Exactly. Boom. B Smiley says, why doesn't Keanu cry and make a stand when KB makes scoop jokes? Oh, she has double standards and doesn't actually care. That's my hang up with it, right?
Boom, you're fucking wrong. Wrong. When KB makes scoop jokes, Kevin Brennan, okay. You're not fucking, you guys are fucking, this is what happens when when your mind is just like, the internet, this is real and I know these people. Kevin Brennan.
Sort of record, this is the best time I've ever had in my life.
Smile and laugh along. Kevin Brennan has the sense, at least, he does not make a joke about Jason Scoop to my fucking face. Has Kevin Brennan done horrific and said, done? Has he said horrific shit about me? Abso-fucking-lutely. But Kevin Brennan, him bringing up a super chat where somebody makes a Jason Scoop joke, again, I say, I laugh along, and because that's how I cope with it. I'm like, that's a them issue, not a me issue. What does it say? When Kevin Brennan has never had me on the show and said like, yeah, it's hilarious that, you got the shit beaten out of you. No, he's never said that. Where did that happen? Typically, I try and roll with it. I go like, it says nothing about me that somebody would say that, right? Kevin, at least, he'll pull them up for a second and like take them down, which I don't even need. I mean, at some point you hit a breaking point. He's no fucking angel. But when has he made a joke to my face about fucking Jason? Now he's made fucking horrific jokes about him, on his show. He's a disgusting human being and also an elderly fuck. But he's always been an angry elderly fuck. There is no fucking what's going on here is not right. No, that's not right. But so again, you make me do this. I hate schooling people on not only life, but my life. I hate schooling this elderly old man on my life. And I don't want to school you, Big Red, on my life and what actually transpired. But everything is, I think, oh, but this person said that. No, let me just lay it out for you and tell you what transpired.
And it's not just something like that. It's also, that April didn't get hit hard enough. That the Kayla deserves A, B, C, and D happening to her physically, whatever, all the things that Gino has said and others.
Laundry room. And I've said this for years because I actually know him. Off screen, he is not a monster. He really isn't. And he would hate that I even said that. But I still agree with it. I've known him for fucking 10 years. And he's just not. There's a difference. You don't, Schmuel, I mean, I don't pretend to know you. Big Red, I don't pretend to know you either. All right. There is a difference. Yeah. Off screen, he's not a monster. On screen, he is. And he said some of the most horrific things about me. He continues to do so. But to my face, he has never said something like, you deserve to get the shit kicked out. No. He would even know not to do that. He called me a loser once, and I agree. He's an actual... Something about when Kevin insults you, it's like, okay. I'm not even supporting him, but to say, and you're not a loser, Ice Dancer. Actually, you're coming up in this, and I wrote down your comment because it made me think. I'm like, yeah, that's actually very true. It's sort of the central thesis of this. Kevin's a piece of shit, but in real life, he's not actually like that. He would rather somebody think he's a piece of shit, but he's never done anything like put in a super chat to, to trigger a domestically abused woman. No, Kevin is a comic and, yells and screams. And for some people, it's funny. That's it. All right.
I think it's interesting to see when she has a problem with it, when she pushes back, because it's few and far between. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let Buckman finish.
I am always responsible for everyone else. Everyone else. I am constantly always responsible for everyone else. And what everyone else says, and that is my plight in life. Right, Big Red? I am constantly responsible for everyone else. Everyone on earth is my responsibility. That's
not true, you fucking bitch.
Questioned it. Okay, little lady.
Person. And pretty brutal stuff. And kind of fucking awful. And then our friend Ashley had an incident at work.
So what he said before this was that I lost my train of thought because he did. So what he says before this is, let me hear.
And she pushes back because it's few and far between.
I guess she wanted to protect the former lot lizard, I guess. I don't know.
Smiley says, why doesn't Keanu cry and make that's that he wins it, and then it was like when and far between
to try to own the person. And
yeah, I don't know. I'll let Buckman finish. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let Buckman finish. I think it's interesting to see when she has a problem.
And pretty brutal stuff. And kind of fucking awful.
Okay, he's talking about it's kind of fucking awful because a woman that is a known, like, proud internet troll named Kim Nicholson. All right, as if I did a background check on her. Why would I? But she says nasty, horrific things about not only me, but my mother. And I mean, it's relentless what Kim Nicholson says. It's relentless. It's what she does all day long. Come to find out, as if I did a background check on her. One of Aaron's fans did. One of Aaron's fans did. And he posted it. And the fucking rap sheet is longer than Chad's. Okay? I clapped back at her and said, it's just funny that you judge me and say these fucking horrific things about me without even knowing me or knowing my mother or whatever. Meanwhile, you're a former lizard, prostitute, burglar, person that abandoned their children. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, she's a former meth addict, So this, I actually almost feel bad. It's like her talking about me, this Kim Nicholson, and my mother, and trolling us relentlessly is what she does because she doesn't do meth anymore. But that was too far for me to say. That was too much. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have brought that up. I didn't do a background check on her. If it were me that had anything like that, anything of the sort, y'all would never let it go. Not to mention, she's hideous. And that's because she's such a hateful individual. But she gets her meth high from being a hateful, nasty, ugly old internet troll. And that cannot be a happy life. It can't. So she is, but he's like, it's a past that maybe you might not want to have been brought up. I didn't do a background check. I didn't do that. But also, you play in the mud. You say shit about my mom and me over and over to a creepy fucking degree, to be honest. Like, it honestly like gave me like pause. I blocked her long ago because I was like, He's like, well, yes, he said, what did he say? A young lady who might not want this past out there. I didn't put it out there. Someone else did. And you know what? Makes sense that she has, like, she's no holds barred with the things that she will say to people. And that is fucking sad. That's fucking sad. I'm sorry that you were a lot lizard. She's thinking of starting a show dedicated to me, which I am looking forward to. She was a hooker. Yes. Right. She was a fucking lot lizard hooker over and over and over again that abandoned her children. But no, Keanu, don't say that. Don't say that. He said this. Look how nicely he speaks about this former literal, not only hooker, burglar, meth addict, prostitute who abandoned their children, who, all right, in the past. But she trolls and trolls and trolls, says nasty things to my mother, says nasty things to me, makes things up, has 100% been on the Jason Scoop was right train, 100 fucking percent, and she can fucking deny it all she wants, but she has. But when I get offered this information because one of Aaron's fans brings it up, that's going too far. To Schmuel, that's this young lady had a past, and it's not necessarily a past that you would want brought up. Get fucked, you eyelidless mollusk of an old man. Why don't you put her on trial? I would go on her show, be like, yeah. Hey, you doing, lot lizard? Please. It's embarrassing.
And then our friend Ashley had an incident at work where she was kind of harassed, sexually harassed, I guess is what would be the word at work. And
you're not the first person.
I'm going to say was forced to do something that
seems
she wouldn't have otherwise done. And Keanu told that, I'm going to guess in confidence, but
go ahead. I mean, what more do I need to say?
Felt no compunction against sharing it. And
yes, I just shared that at random. Or did she say something nasty to me and lie about me and perpetuate the she perpetuates the very slanderous and defamatory doorman lie, right? Then said something very triggering to me about something she doesn't know about. So then I went, you want to play in the mud? I'll tell you here on this stream what you told me. So no, I don't have a problem with that. Her boss should have never even asked that. But, you know, I mean, that's not my fault.
Laughing about it. So it's like,
Well, it is kind of funny.
there really
that
is
you
this
gave an
whole
elderly
thing of
man with an
like,
oxygen tank, a hand
oh,
job
woe
for
is
$100,
me, I'm a
okay.
victim and I'm crying. And you are a victim.
I wasn't saying, I'm a victim, I'm crying. Typically, I deal with the fucking shit that people say to me about Jason. Typically. But every once in a while, like I said, like Ice Dancer said, she commented in, it wears on a person and it gets to them. So I'm not going, but Schmuel, I'm a victim. Yes, I'm a victim. I'm also a fucking strong woman, strong independent woman, the fabulous husband and a happy life, and being reminded over and over again about the domestic horror show I went through. Every once in a while, water's gonna come out of my eyes. I wasn't going, stop it, stop. I was going, all right, now I'm crying. Let me try and recover and come back, because I came on here because Hughesy's funny and I don't expect to be put on trial by an elderly man with a wife who hates him named Cookie. See, I can make up shit too. I guess her name is Cookie. I don't know if she hates you, but I'm sure she would hate if you paid any attention to her, because who would want you to pay any attention to them? I'm a victim. When did I say that? But I'm a victim. No, yes, I am 100% a victim. But it's not like my thing. It's just being reminded of it. It's emotional fucking waterboarding at some point. And sometimes you fucking break. Is that okay with you, rubber ducky? You nasty old fucking mollusk of a man. Get fucked. All right, honestly. Ugh.
Nobody's saying that you're not, but it's not like you can't say shit. You can't go after other women.
I didn't go after anyone. I go after. Ashley wants to perpetuate this doorman rumor. I'll tell you something that you actually told me. Go after. Go after how? You want to perpetuate that I you blow doormen and you want to call me Keanu? Okay. Well, then I'll say, remember that time you told me you gave your elderly boss with an oxygen tank a hand job for $100 twice? I didn't just say that hi, I'm Keanu and I would like to say this. No. It comes from somewhere. I'm like, all right, you want to perpetuate this fucking bullshit. You want to be in every chat and badger every single person. I mean, it is, and honestly, the rage texting from Ashley, I've asked her to stop texting me just the other night. Again, it's always, and then I get messages from other people the night after. It's like, Ashley's fucking rage texting me some crazy shit. And I'm like, dude, I know. I've asked her to stop. It's not my fault. Go after. I don't ever, I mean, what do you want from me? I'm sorry that she told me that. What do you want? Wah, my horsey's wah. Yeah, all right. Here, I'm okay. What do you want? Bitch.
right? For stuff. And then want sympathy from these people. I mean, it's like,
That is a problem.
Oh, I can't. I don't want sympathy. I don't want sympathy from anyone. I don't no, that's not that she went, that is a problem. No, I don't want any sympathy. But sometimes when I sit on these shows or I look at a chat over and over again, reminding me that I was fucking mercilessly abused by a shitty Trump impersonator who broke my wrist, sometimes tears come out of my eyes. I've never like they're like she wants some sympathy. No, you elderly fuck, you mollusk of a man. I mean, this is poor Cookie. No, did I say? But you guys should give me some sympathy. You guys should give me some sympathy for this. I sat there and I take it. This fucking stranger who believes he knows me. He's kind of like a Kim Nicholson one at this point, who believes he knows me and what's in my brain. It's starting to get like kind of creepy. Who puts me on trial every time I'm on a show for shit that he doesn't even know about or shit that my husband has said. He believes I'm looking for sympathy. I'm not. I just was sitting there just like you. And that's it. And if people continue to bring up, every once in a while, yeah, it's not who I am. Don't you think I love to forget about that? I would love to. But when people can't get to me by, fucking coming after my mom or, my hideous bald head or, looks like a fucking little boy or, the credit card debt from whatever. And, look at her hideousness. Like, then they go, yeah, let's bring up the fact over and over that her ex-boyfriend goddamn fucking kicked her until her wrist was broken. Every once in a while that every once in a while that'll make a gal's tears well up. Okay, you nasty old man. Tell Cookie to give me a call because she needs to know about you. Gross. I'm done with this. I'm done with it.